The first 2 weeks of the Del Mar meet really set the tone for the whole season. You can look at track trends, how jockeys are riding, how trainers' win percentages are playing out, but for me specifically, it goes to turf racing. I look to post positions on the grass. There were 7-mile turf races run the first 14 days of the meet last year, and guess what? Every single one of those winners drawn posts 1 through 4. You don't want to be drawn outside at Del Mar on the grass.
First 2 weeks you want to remember at Del Mar is the old angle everybody knows about, horse for course, and it's more prominent Del Mar than anywhere else. Even since they've went to the synthetic in 2007, those horses that have had success over the racetrack, you need to use regardless of the price.
During the first 14 days of the 2012 Del Mar meet, there were 14 races run at the 6 and 6.5 furlong distance. Of those 14 races, 7 winners had the lead at the second call, and 5 of the 14 races, the horses went gate to wire. Bottom line, you can't be too far back in sprints at Del Mar.
Another thing you need to focus on the first 2 weeks of Del Mar, the trainers. Focus on which ones are stable there. They have a distinct advantage over the ones that are shipping in from Santa Anita, Bedford, Hollywood Park, San Luis, the horses that have had works over the racetrack. Huge advantage because it's a totally different synthetic.
We know that the premier bet here in California is the pick 6, but I'm telling you what, don't sleep on the early pick 5. Throughout the meet here at Bedford Hollywood Park, we've seen great payouts with that 14% takeout. That's the key. You're comparing a 14% takeout to a 23% takeout with the pick 6. And we all love to take a swing for the fences with the pick 6, but the pick 5 has routinely come back with really nice payoffs when you compare the parlay to what the pick 5 pays. And you look at Del Mar, the field size is only increasing. Last summer, almost up to 9 horses per field on average. So you mix that together and take into account that the median payoff last summer for the pick 5 was close to $2,500. So a great bet, and it starts in race 1 to get your day started at Del Mar.
On any given day at Del Mar, you might get a couple of maiden claimers on the card. Everybody tries to win at Del Mar, right? So remember, horses have to drop to win. A maiden 30 here at Hollywood Park needs to drop to maiden 20 at Del Mar to win. A maiden 40 down to maiden 30, a maiden 50 down to maiden 40, and so on. Pay attention to the form because those horses dropping have a big edge.
Another thing to pay attention at Del Mar, the first 2 weeks, and actually the whole meet. We're caught up in this world. We play pick 3s and pick 4s, pick 5s as well, pick 6s. But don't forget about the trifectas and superfectas. Superfectas were outstanding last year, even the 10-cent variety. You can get prices, full field. It's Del Mar.
Well, everybody loves summer racing when you talk about Del Mar and even Saratoga on the east. And for the most part, for the gamblers, it just yields big prices all the time. And I think that there's really a main reason for that. You look at a place like Saratoga, that's a totally different hot, humid, muggy climate that horses are shipping into. Same thing with Del Mar. You come in the seaside, a little breeze, certainly a different climate, a different atmosphere for the horses. So I think that the key is listening to the reporters, either Mike Joyce or myself in the paddock. And I think it's always a key to listen to the connections and the trainers to see how their horse is adjusting to the new climate.